Do you have peace with God? Throughout history, humanity have been in the habit of building walls. To bring comfort, safety, and peace. When a problem arises, we often want to put walls up. In other words, humanity has constantly looked at barriers as ways of making life better, of bringing peace. Probably two of the most significant walls in human history are the Great Wall of China and the Berlin Wall. From 8th century BC to 1644 AD, the Great Wall of China was used by various dynasties to protect their empires. And in August 1961, the Berlin Wall, constructed by East Germany, officially to prevent the invasion of the West and also to prevent East German living. But history tells us both of these walls ultimately failed. Both of these walls created a false sense of peace. They only managed in creating a short-term artificial peace, when true peace did not actually exist. The Great Wall of China was first torn down in 221 BC, and in 1644 it was also breached. As a result of the wall being torn down and the breaching, China was unified. And as a result of the Berlin Wall being torn down, we no longer have East and West Germany. There is Germany. One nation. Both these walls ultimately failed, offering only temporary protection, comfort, and peace. And likewise in Jerusalem, there was a wall around the temple. This was separated the Jews from the Gentiles when it came to following God. Gentiles were unable to worship God with the Jews. On the temple wall was a plaque that read, "No outsider shall enter the protective enclosure around the sanctuary, and whoever is caught will only have himself to blame for the ensuing death." In other words, the plague was saying to the Gentiles, "You are not allowed to come and worship God with us." That wall was a division between the Jewish people and the Gentiles, and between the Gentiles and God, and so for the early church, they faced a problem. They faced a question. There was a number of Jewish Christians who wanted to emphasize and rely on the law for people to be truly one. They did this to such extent that Jesus didn't sound that important, but the law did. They felt to be one. To be at peace with God, you must obey the law completely. To be obeyed, something Jews were comfortable with. And so you see in the New Testament on various occasions discussion occurring about whether everyone had to obey the laws. At one stage, you see the Jewish Christians seeking Gentile Christians to be circumcised. On another occasion, there is a discussion about whether certain types of food should be eaten. The Jewish Christians were attempting to use the Jewish law as a wall to keep people in and out. But today we heard God through St. Paul was talking to the Ephesians, who were mainly Gentile Christians, that being at peace with God and others, including the Jewish Christians, doesn't come from how you act. Doesn't come from what you do, doesn't come from how you act. It comes only from Jesus. Nothing else can unite us. Our peace with God can come only from Jesus. In the Old Testament, the most common word for peace is shalom, and in the New Testament, it is Irene. If you know anyone called Irene, they are meant to be a woman of peace. These two words have far more than just sitting by the beach and enjoying a cocktail and hearing the waves gently roll in. Peace in the Bible is associated with being blameless before God. The heart, the pressures and disappointments of this life can weigh down your heart. Come see how the peace of God can bring you back to great emotional security or emotional victory. Judges 16:23-24, but the Lord said to him, "Peace, do not be afraid, you are not going to die." So Gideon built an altar to the Lord there and called it, "The Lord is Peace."